Some people find deep existential meaning in their spiritual explorations. I find mine in this 1963 Ferrari 250. You can't. It's remarkable and beautiful. I love the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. I had the PechaKucha written up before the call for them came out, just because I had such a great time with this. The Ford GT40 Mark IV, there's 6 of these, 200 miles an hour. This guy in Allison Park drives this to the Quickie Mart. It's $1 million car. What's my favorite car from the Vintage Grand Prix? How about my favorite 20? I sent this around to various friends because I can't shut up. And so when the call for these came out, I started reconsidering this and contemplating not simply what cars I like, but how this would work for the Pittsburgh AIA, because obviously architects love cars, whether it's Corbusier at the Wiesenhof Siedlung, and obviously he's a sexist also, but taking inspiration from cars. Plus, anytime you see on YouTube somebody with an awesome car and an awesome house, it's an architect putting a wonderful vitrine around it. Architects love their cars. They get theirs right, but they get yours wrong. Frank Lloyd Wright drove this awesome Lincoln, but he thought you were going to drive this godforsaken, ill-proportioned, bizarre thing from Broadacre City. And it's not quite sensible. And the Corbusier was just as bad. He would drive the wonderful Fiat Balia Roadster on top of the Lingoto factory, but he was going to put you in this combination of a Quonset hut and a mailbox. It is a French thing. It's worse than a de chevaux. It's worse at large scale. The reality is, you don't want to drive on those highways. That would be awful. And as much as I love Hugh Ferris down below Metropolis of Tomorrow, the multi-layered highways there would be equally nightmarish, as much as the drawings are beautiful to look at. So it made me think that the architect's dream is the real person's nightmare when you get to China, or is that the Parkway North? These 100-mile-long, 2-week-long traffic jams, something is not quite right. There is this paradox of the way we love cars and the way that they ruin the cities. And here we have the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, which promises lovely cars in a green landscape with visible, beautiful architecture. It's a very compelling image that they sell you in these posters. And the remarkable thing about it is that when you get to the reality of it, it ends up that the timing is not what I want it to be. It delivers. It actually is what it promises to be. There are these wonderful little cars, there's a green landscape, and there are lots of happy people kind of perambulating around, enjoying the whole scenario. And it happens for a number of reasons. Number one, the cars themselves are not your daily driver. Here's a dainty little MGTF. If this guy on the left cut you off in traffic, you wouldn't flip him the bird. You would say, "Tally-ho, old chap!" Because it's a charming car. You see the person. It's a delight. It's personal, and it's a memorable experience. It ends up being much different than what you experience in real life with craptacular SUV. These drawings, by the way, are by my friend Andy Singer, andysinger.com, check him out. But it's an alienating, anonymous, and just generally awful experience that we have in real life. Compared to the wonderful Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, where you notice the cars, they go on the grass, but they don't destroy it. They respect the landscape, which is not how cars work in real life. But it's how this event operates, and it tells us something that, if we're going to enjoy these aesthetically, we do it by respecting the landscape as a part of that enterprise. Similarly, urbanistically, okay, you got to look at another Jaguar Argentino Ferrari, but you do that because the streets are blocked off. You enjoy the cars, but you do so because they're still, and the streets are taken over actually by pedestrians. It's a different sense of urbanism that happens during the course of this event, and it's what allows you to appreciate these. Strangely enough, this car event happens because there are more shuttle buses. They expand public transportation. They expand the network of transit, and that's unusual. It's a car event, but there are fewer drivers and there are more public transportation opportunities, which tells you something about the pedestrians. We have this paradox in what we think the automobile is going to be, the myth of the open roads versus the reality, okay, it's a movie of office space, but it's the congestion, it's the slowing down, it's the aggression, it's the anonymity, the paradox of our love-hate relationship with cars, and of course, more Andy Singer. Classic cars are beautiful. The 58 Pajero Climax is an amazing piece of art, and there's a remarkable backstory. It's a $250,000 car that you could walk right up to and look at in the paddock in Shenwood Park. And in order to appreciate something like this, you don't have to drive it every day. I can appreciate the Diplodocus carnegii. I don't have to drive it to work. And that's the distinction that I'm trying to make. We can contemplate, we can appreciate the symbolism, but we can do so in sort of a museum-like spectator context, if you will, for appreciating cars. Because the alternative, when everybody has one, is, as we see in New Haven up above, that you have to chop out an entire neighborhood to make that I-195 intersection. And of course, Andy's drawing is a wonderful allegory for the reality of the destruction of cities. And architects, historians, built environment people like cities and cars. Don't buy into the mass marketing and consumerism. Every car is a Wienermobile. Appreciate urbanism as well as your automobile. Thank you.